and we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away, away, away.
Hello, it's your boy Davidoff, and I just did something stupid. I recorded this whole video. I did a whole video for this and accidentally deleted it. I accidentally did it off the camera. Yeah, basically I went to record another video and I got something wrong, so I decided to start the video again, and I went to delete the previous clip and I deleted the whole thing. Instead I deleted the whole memory card. So that's annoying. I also had my notes for this episode and I removed all my notes. I deleted them because I said all of them. I mentioned everything, so now I've got no notes. So I might forget a few things in this episode. Excuse me, by the way. But by the way, if you are new here, this doesn't usually happen. It's the first time it's happened. I make this video for every episode, and I will make it for every episode for the rest of the season, the final season of Gotham. I'm a big fan, so I thought I'd make it this season, and I'm making a video for every episode. So if you are new here, subscribe. But I'm going to go off the top of my head because I've now lost my notes. I should remember most of it anyway. So yeah, here we go. There was no episode last week, by the way. I don't know why, but there was no episode last week. We don't need mid-season breaks, damn it. We don't need them, okay? It's a shorter season. Let's just put them out because I want it to be over before Game of Thrones comes back. I just think that'd be perfect. It'd be perfect timing if it ends in the same month that Game of Thrones starts, just before. That'd be great. But anyway, on to the extra episode. So yeah, a lot of things happen. Let's start with the mini subplots. Penguin and Selina. First of all, Penguin finds someone snooping around his vault of jewels and money, and it's a new villain that arrived. I was like, wow, who's this? It's a new character. Now this might be spoilers. I know this is a spoiler video anyway, but it doesn't spoil the episode. It spoils maybe something in future in the series potentially, because as far as I know, this character's name is not revealed in this episode. So. But I think I know what this character's name is. Not like personal name, but alias, alright? This character I think is called Magpie. I looked up on IMDb, the actress, under her name it said Magpie. I looked up Magpie DC, and on a website it said that she is obsessed with jewels and shiny objects, so that checks in with her stealing Penguin's jewels. An expensive jewel as well. She likes shiny things. She's obsessed as well. It's a bit crazy, and also, so yeah, it checks out. It checks out. She's a thief, and she likes shiny objects pretty much. That's what she is, and she's skilled as well. She's good with gadgets, and she can make bombs. Pretty much anything she can make into bombs. She can make anything explode. She knows how to engineer stuff to make bombs out of it, and she uses a little bomb to distract Penguin and get out of there and escape. And yeah, here's a random fact, nothing to do with Gotham TV show, but she was Magpie, this little girl that was revealed in this episode. I don't know why I said little girl, but this girl that was revealed as this thief in Penguin's vault. This villain, fictionally, obviously fictionally, it's all fiction, but this was the first villain to be defeated by both Batman and Superman together. That's very random, but apparently she was the first villain that both of those heroes beat together. And all I'm thinking is, as far as I know, she has no powers. She has no powers. She's a thief, she's skilled, she can make bombs, but it took both Batman and Superman to beat her. I kind of want to read that comic, whatever that comic is, I want to read it. But yeah, Penguin goes to Selina to find this girl, and they find her eventually in this room. This happens throughout the episode, not like it all in one go. But they find her in her place, in a room, and she traps them in there, saying that anything in the room can explode. Anything can go boom boom, is the correct quote. And then yeah, eventually Selina and Penguin, they talk about leaving Gotham. Like Selina knows, because Penguin has these important jewels, expensive jewels that can sell for a lot in the rest of the country to start a new life, I guess. So Selina says, Selina finds out that, I'm pretty sure I think they both want to leave Gotham, not just Penguin. But either way, they have a conversation and Selina just walks out of the room, because pretty much she works out that the girl said anyone in here, anything in the room could be explosive, but not the room itself. So she just opened the door and just walked out. So there we go. And they went after Magpie, and that was it for that. Pretty sure we don't see them again in this episode. No Penguin, no Selena, no Magpie. But I'm pretty sure it will continue to be a subplot in the next episode. I think it'll just be there, just like this episode, just a few scenes here and there. But yeah, where we left off, Jeremiah had two people. I'm guessing they're Thomas and Martha Wayne. That's what I'm guessing. Like clone versions of them. I have no idea. That's my guess. That's my guess, judging on what happens later in the episode. But yeah, there's that, and there's also Edward gets sent after Jim Gordon, who's obviously mind controlled. Not Jim Gordon. Edward is mind controlled. That's the right wording. So yeah, he tries to kill Jim Gordon, I think in an ambulance, and Jim Gordon fries his head with those things. I still don't know what those things are called. There's things in movies and also in real life that doctors use when a heartbeat stops, and you got to like electrify the body, like you got to shock it to try and kickstart the heart. Whatever that's called, whatever those two iron things are called that you put on someone's chest to just restart their heart. Whatever that thing's called, Jim used that on Edward's head, which would probably hurt, but it fried the chip in his head, so he's not mind controlled anymore. And then Bruce Wayne finds out something's wrong at GCPD. Finds out basically they've turned on Jim. Also, you get to see Bruce and Alfred beating up some soldiers, which is pretty cool. It's like 2 seconds, but it's still pretty nice to see. I like that team up between those two. I think they've developed those characters really well. Like if you look at like season 1, there was like a season where Alfred and Bruce were dealing with bullies as well. I just think it's awesome to see like how they've grown from season 1 up to now, the relationship and stuff, and both the characters as well. I just think it's great. But yeah. Jim is injured. He's being fixed up with Edward and Barbara at Sirens, I'm pretty sure it's called, that bar. He doesn't trust Barbara still, but even though they got it on 2 days ago. But yeah, that happens, and Eduardo finds them there because he's trying to kill them. Edward Nigma pretends to be still mind controlled and pretends to try and kill Jim Gordon. And it kind of seemed a bit obvious to me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not nitpicking, I'm not trying to say it's stupid. It's a good idea, it's just that I feel like the way they pulled it off, because they were playing along, like Edward was pretending to kill Jim Gordon and Jim was playing along. It just seemed a bit obvious they were playing about. It just seemed a little bit too obvious. I don't know, maybe it was just me being an idiot, but yeah, it was part of the plan. It was good and it worked, and Jim basically threatens Eduardo with evidence. Apparently they have evidence to send out to the rest of America about what happened, about Teresa Walker ordering Eduardo to mind controlled Edward Nigma to blow up Haven. And obviously if that gets out to the rest of America, then because obviously Teresa Walker, I think she's Secretary of US, Secretary of State or whatever. She's a pretty big deal. She's a high power, and the fact that it got out, the fact that I just said that already. It gets out in the episode later on. I've spoiled the video now because the previous video was better. Damn it, it was damn better. I'm annoyed at myself. Because I've lost it. It's so annoying. Alita Battle Angel can be the one to blame for this. Okay, I like the movie, by the way. I was going to review it and then I messed up a line, so I restarted it, went to delete the clip, deleted every clip. I know I said this already, so let me just keep going. I think I remembered everything so far. I'm sorry if I forgot some things. It's just that things happen. Okay, this happens, that happens, and I'm a stupid idiot. But anyway, where are we? Yeah, Jim says he has evidence. Edward kills a soldier. Another soldier gets killed as well, and they escape. Jim, Barbara, and Edward, they escape. They find Lucius, Bruce, and Alfred. They find them as well, so they're all in a room together trying to make a plan. And then Eduardo contacts them at GCPD saying that they've got Lee hostage. On top of that as well, Eduardo executes a couple people because he wants to rid Gotham of criminals, which to him is everyone pretty much, and to Teresa Walker as well. They want to cleanse Gotham in a way, like a lot of criminals want to do, in like previous storylines and like different renditions of Batman. Yeah, they have police officers hostage, including Harvey Bullock. They lock him up in those cells they have in GCPD, and yeah, but Lee, Eduardo has Lee, and at this point I forgot that Lee was still. I mean, I thought she'd come back, but I did not expect it. I did not see it coming, and I sort of forgot that she got stabbed. I don't know why, but I sort of forgot that Lee got stabbed. I don't know why, because she and Edward stabbed each other. And I remember the end of the season. Then I recalled it. Then I was like, oh yeah, Hugo Strange at the end of that season, he was saying, what do I do with you two? So yeah, and at that point I was thinking, wait, Hugo Strange had them both, and Edward was mind controlled with a chip. So I thought, Lee has a chip, doesn't she? Lee has a chip. So anyway, Jim, who's just on the same side as Barbara just now, and has just found out that Lee's still in Gotham and Eduardo's got her. So it's a bit complicated there between Barbara and Lee. But yeah, too many X's, I guess. But yeah, they still got a plan though. They still got a good plan. Pretty much, Eduardo wants Edward Nigma because he wants to chip in his head. And he's like, Jim Gordon's like, meet us at Haven, because the trade deal is Edward for Lee. And he says just straight away, but Edward doesn't have to go there. There's a plan to this. There's a plan behind this. So basically, Jim goes to Haven with just the chip. So he's got the chip from Edward's head, and he's got the chip. He's like, this is what you want. You give me Lee. Then they have his little choice of words, and they have a fight. Obviously, he wasn't just gonna let, even if he had Edward, he just wasn't gonna let Eduardo wasn't going to let Jim walk free regardless. So they were going to fight. It was pretty obvious. So they get into a fight, but in a way, this is a distraction. One of the two distractions. Another distraction is because they need to get the info out, because in the chip was information and micro information about what Teresa Walker and Eduardo were doing in Gotham. And it would expose them to the media in the US, in the entirety of the country. So obviously that's a big problem for them. So Lucius has a transmitter, and they needed a big dish, and the only big dish available to them was on the roof of GCPD, where the soldiers were, apart from Eduardo, who was with two soldiers meeting Jim. So Eduardo was out of the picture, but the rest of the soldiers were in GCPD, apart from like 3 of them. So Bruce had to get on the roof. Lucius and Barbara, I think, had to go and set off some gas, I'm pretty sure. And Edward was the big distraction in GCPD. Pretty much, he had a bomb, which I don't think was a bomb, but he had a 2-minute timer, and he said a riddle, and you have to solve this riddle to... and the answer to the riddle is the code to stop the bomb, pretty much. So the problem with this is Harvey does not know the plan. So this riddle, I don't remember what it was, but it was about animals. And Harvey has a zoology major or something, or whatever he has. I didn't even know that. Is that even a comic thing? I have no idea, but he recalled something. With a minute to go, he solved the riddle. Of all people to solve a riddle, it's Harvey Bullock. I'm not saying he's stupid. He's not stupid, but I'm just saying it is rather funny. But yeah, luckily there was enough time though, because just after Harvey solved that riddle and the bomb stopped, and Edward got shot. I mean, he was wearing bulletproof clothing. He was bomb-proof as well, so he was going to be fine. Then he was wearing a gas mask as well, so gas was set off to knock all the soldiers out, pretty much. There's a soldier on the roof as well, actually, that Bruce Wayne beat up as well. But yeah, he sent the signal pretty quickly. They set up transmitter. Lucius set up the transmitter with Alfred, and Bruce links 2 wires to the satellite, and the message is sent out to the press, and all the press across America have this evidence now against Teresa Walker. And Teresa Walker is obviously a high power in the military and stuff. I think they mentioned something, Eduardo mentioned something about they didn't, for some reason, higher powers in the army didn't like the fact that one man could get so many people safe, if that makes sense. I think that was one of the reasons. I have no idea. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see what was going on. But yeah, the message was sent. It was pretty much sent. I mean, it was sent. I say pretty much. It was sent. I hope I haven't missed anything. I really hope I haven't. But let's cut back to Jim and Eduardo having a big fight. Jim kills one of the other soldiers, and Lee's still there hostage. And Eduardo gives the order to take Lee out back to shoot her. And Jim and Eduardo keep fighting, and eventually Jim puts Eduardo through a pole. It's not a pole. What do you even call that? It's the same thing as the thing that Rick Grimes got put through when he fell off his horse in The Walking Dead this year. If anyone watches that, it's not a pole, but it's a long thing that attached to a wall that Eduardo goes through. It's right through his chest, sticking out. It's very brutal. But he's obviously not going to die, because we all know he's becoming Bane, because they already spoiled that anyway. So there's that. But yeah, basically it's going to be interesting to see how they set up Bane, and this is how they're setting up basically. So Jim almost kills him, I guess. And then you hear 2 gunshots, and Jim goes running to help Lee, and obviously she's fine because she's the one who fired the shots. She killed the soldier trying to kill her. So there we go. And then obviously still at this point, you know that Lee could be mind controlled. So Teresa Walker reveals herself. She finally comes in to help Eduardo. She's going to save him. She's going to fix him up. She gives him a mask, and he starts talking in like a little high-pitched voice, like Tom Hardy's Bane actually. It's not the same, but the voice is pretty close in terms of like the pitch of the voice. So that was pretty cool. It was like, you know it's Bane when she puts the mask on. I just think that's a nice reference there. I don't know what sort of Bane we'll get. I don't know if we'll get like a Tom Hardy Bane where it's just a normal, like really strong guy, or whether we'll get actually Bane with Venom. I think we'll get Venom. I'm pretty sure. I think that was in the trailer, wasn't it? I can't remember actually. I think it was. I think we saw some green stuff. We'll see. We'll see. But I want to see like a good Bane. I just want to see a good Bane. From the trailer and the pictures, it didn't look that good, to be honest. But to be fair, based on the character of Eduardo, he can play a badass. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does Bane. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But Teresa Walker mentions how she's going to fix him up, gives him a mask. And she mentions how she basically confirms that the information has been sent to the press. It's been all leaked to the rest of America, and she has to come to Gotham now. That wasn't part of a plan, but she has to now because her plans have been revealed. And yeah, she also mentioned that Edward was never alone in the mind control thing. Someone else was there, and obviously it was going to be Lee. So the very next scene, Lee, mind controlled, tries to kill Jim. And in the same way as Edward in the first scene, he takes care of her pretty easily. He fries her head, and obviously there's no mind control anymore, so he fixes her up. So there we go, and eventually Lee and Jim are in the same room. He's trying to help her out, obviously. Other people are there. Harvey's there. And then Barbara walks in. She's a bit jealous probably because he's spending a lot of time with Lee, so I get that. But there's a reason as well. There's another reason for it apart from liking him. She says that she's pregnant. Now, obviously, she could be lying, but I don't think she is. I think she's definitely pregnant. So that's the bombshell right in front of your. Imagine being a man right in front of your ex, who you're just talking to, who you just met for the first time in weeks. Your other ex comes in and says she's pregnant from 2 days ago, and that just, I think it's 2 days anyway. I think they mentioned 2 days, but or whatever. It's just like she just comes in and she's pregnant. Unbelievable. I'm pretty sure, like, I think the baby in there might be Batgirl. Why wouldn't it be? Jim Gordon's daughter, it could be Batgirl. I'm just saying, or Oracle as well in the future. But you get the point. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's maybe that's the factor. Maybe it comes down to a place where Jim has to choose between Lee and Barbara, and Barbara has his daughter probably. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to make up stupid theories, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that'll be interesting. He not only has to deal with criminals, but also with 2 women in his life, and it's a bit complicated. But yeah, there's that. And also there's the Jeremiah stuff. So Jeremiah comes at the end. He finds Alfred. And he knocks him out. And he has him hostage in his house. And I gotta say, Joker's costume, Joker's suit in the last scene of this episode, it's really good. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, if you didn't know, there's some crazy rules behind this. They can't use the term Joker, even though everyone knows it's a Joker. Everyone knows this. Like, it's pretty obvious it's the Joker. But apparently they can't use the term Joker, which is why you never hear it. Which is why you hear Jeremiah constantly. You would anyway, to be fair. And they also can't use the colour green, which is why he's always purple. Bear that in mind. But considering he can't use green, And the Joker thing is not relevant in this anyway, but considering you can't use green, the fact that it's all purple, it looks really good. It looks really good, especially for a TV show. It looks good. I know it's just a suit, just a purple suit pretty much, but still, it looks like the Joker. Even though there's no green there, he looks the part. He looks the part. I think this, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's played such a good Joker, both Jerome and Jeremiah. He's played it so damn well, and I just really like how it goes. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, obviously he talks to Alfred and he says Bruce will be here soon, and he says that today's the big day. So I'm pretty sure the next episode will be focused around whatever Jeremiah's plan is. I think we'll see next episode. And also I'm sure we'll see more of the subplot of Penguin and Selina Kyle as well. I'm sure we'll see more of that, and maybe a bit of the Bane stuff and what's her name, Teresa Walker. I don't think we'll see them that much until episode 8 though, 2 episodes time. But we'll see a bit of them, I guess, a bit of a tease in the next episode. We'll see though. But I'm looking forward to seeing Joker's plan, because when I saw that he took Alfred, and then I saw that Bruce is coming soon, that's what made me think that those two people at the end of the last episode were Thomas and Martha Wayne somehow. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking is that I need to look up theories. I haven't looked up any theories behind that. Probably should. I need to look up theories. But yeah, I hope I mentioned everything. At least I mentioned most things anyway. I'm a bit annoyed that I lost the footage, but there we go. I like this episode. It was good. Like, it was really good throughout. A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened, but they made it work. They made everything come together in a nice big narrative. And I think it's just really good how far this show has come so far. And it's a shame it's the last season, but they're doing really well. They're really like going all out, and it's working. It's really tense, not in terms of like fight scenes, but it's really tense in terms of what's going on. Like it's edge of the seat action for like at least half the episode. It's just so good to watch, and I'm really enjoying it. Every episode has been good so far for me. Every single one. Like, I'm really impressed this season. Apart from season 2, the whole show's been good, to be fair. Apart from season 2, the whole show's been good. So I shouldn't be surprised really, because I'm looking forward to seeing how they end it as well. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all goes. I'm pretty sure in the finale it'll be a time jump, and you actually see Batman as well. I just think that'll be cool. Hopefully in the time jump you see Batman and an older Joker as well. I just think that would be a nice nod to the future of Gotham, pretty much. So yeah, good episode. 8.5, actually 9 out of 10 actually. I enjoyed how tense it was. I really liked it. It was good. It was intense, and I like it. Hopefully I don't delete this one. Hopefully I don't do that. Okay, so yeah, I liked all the storylines, and I also liked the introduction of Magpie, the new character. I don't know anything about her, but I went on IMDb, I went on Google, and I found out about Magpie. And yeah, she's a thief who's obsessed with shiny things and objects, and she steals things. I guess in a way she's a crazy Catwoman in a way, but not as good as Catwoman as well. Not as cool, but still in a way, because she's a thief and she likes stealing jewels and stuff. And yeah, other things as well. And she's good with gadgets apparently, and she can make bombs. So she's pretty handy. So there we go. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if we'll see any more like new characters, because we've seen one already, but we'll see. Like, I did not expect like them to spring a new character on me completely. So yeah, but it's a nice surprise. This was your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.